To begin, visit the AAS 237 meeting overview page. You will go to aas.org/meeting/AAS 237. On the main page, you will see Visit the Program Planner. Click Program Planner. Once opening the planner, it will bring you into the home page of the Program Planner. Included at the top, following the logo, are instructions on how to use the Program Planner. You will see immediately following the instructions, the search bar. You may search here by session number or by keywords and authors, such as plenary, or an author such as Jane Doe. You may also search by last name, Doe. Scrolling further down, you will see the days of the sessions scheduled to the left-hand side of the screen. You can search by the day of the session you want to attend, or on the right, you can search by the session type. For this tutorial, we are going to go by session type. I will simply click one of the session types to begin to open the session types. Now, I have not signed into the meeting, so you see on the right-hand side, everything is grayed out. So, since I'm now at the online planner, I'm going to go up to the upper right-hand corner where it says Sign In and click Sign In. This will bring you to the login page. This is the same login that you use to log into the AAS website. Click Sign In since my name is already there and preempted. It will bring you back to the page that you just left. On this page, as you can see, you see to the left sessions, presentations, and participants. You can search by presentations and it will come up with a different listing. You can search by session types as we currently had plenaries. All plenaries are listed. And you may search by participants if you know the individual's name of a particular session that you would like to attend. The results displayed on this page are 1 through 10, but I'd like to see all 17 of the plenary sessions. So I am going to hit 100 results to see the entire list of all plenaries. For the sake of this tutorial, I'm going to follow the steps on how I would like to add a plenary to my schedule. So we're going to click into plenary 300. Upon opening the session details, you will see session number, again, the icon for that associated with the session type, plenary, and the title of the session, as well as the main speaker name. Because this is a plenary, the speaker name is indicated in the session title. I'm going to star this session because I want this session to be added to my online itinerary. Going over to the right-hand side of the screen, you see the Share Page button. If you would like to email this via Facebook, Twitter, or LinkedIn, or simply email this session details, you can email this to yourself or add it to your Pinterest account via the Pin It button here at the bottom. Going back, next to Share Page is the Print page. If I'd like to simply print this session, I can do so by hitting Print, and it will open my printer options, to which I will only see the main specifics of this session. To view the abstracts associated with this topic, you simply hit the star, because I want the abstract information to be added to my online itinerary. But once you hover over the session number in the order of the speaker, you will see a link that opens that session's abstract information. So you can read that information here. Going back to the session details, it actually brings me back out. But I know my session was 300 that I was looking at, so I'm going back into that. You will see here on the left-hand side the date and time of the session. To the right is also the location of the session. This session will be in the virtual meeting. Inside the virtual meeting, I know I need to go into the auditorium because it says here, virtual meeting auditorium. So that is where this session will take place. Below the session title, there is a small button that says Add Note. You can add a note to help remind you of this session or anything particular. Say if you want to ask a question like, who was Henry Norris Russell? You can add a question here, and this is going to show in your personal itinerary. To show you that note, I'm going to add that same note here below the session information and the speaker's affiliation title. You can add another note. And I'm going to add the person's name that's speaking in this as my note. Excuse me for misspelling it as I'm typing pretty fast here. Okay, to see the items that you've added to your online itinerary, since we've added 2 notes, I'm going to I want the abstract information added to my itinerary, so I click the itinerary button to the right of the abstract information. Up to the right of the title is another itinerary button, so I'm adding the title and I'm adding the abstract information to my itinerary. Going back up to the upper right-hand corner of the screen, next to where I signed in, if you notice, it will now show your name and or login that you use to associate with your username. So I'm going to go to my personal itinerary. It gives me 2 options, the list view or the calendar view. For the sake of this tutorial, I'm going to first use the calendar view. And using the calendar view, it opens up the calendar. It gives me my personal scheduled item. So I'm going to go over it. I'm going to click the right-hand calendar because we're still a week away from the virtual meeting. I noticed the session I added was session 300, so that meant it was on Wednesday the 3rd. I see that session here in my calendar view. Over to the right, if I wanted to do a daily view of the calendar, I can do so. If I wanted to view the calendar by month, I can also do that. To the right of that, I see print itinerary. If I want to print my entire itinerary, you can export the calendar specifically to your Outlook, your Google Calendar, your iPhone calendars. This gives you the option to add it to your personal calendars. Export to CSV. If you love to look at an Excel file, you can see it that way. It will revert to the comma version, the comma delineated version of Excel. Or you can clear the itinerary and start from scratch. You can expand all abstracts so that you can see them as well. I'm going to click that button because I will want to see all the abstracts. Another view of the itinerary is the list view. So we're going to come to the list view and you can see all of the items that you've added. Note on the right, your calendar navigation options are still here, so you can still print, export, or clear, or expand all abstracts. Looking at the session that we just added, I see my note is here. I also see my presentation. The abstract information is just here as well. You can click display abstract and you can see the details on your list view of the calendar. Looks like I added it twice. I'm going to remove the first note and only have it added once here. And I can still see the abstract information. So it shows the talk, the session number, the session type, title of the session. There's my star because I added it to my personal itinerary. Here's all the speaker information and his abstract information. So I could see all of this in my personal list view of the online planner. Going back to the planner, let's now search by session number. I'm going to type in a session number 223 and click search on my search bar. From there, it brings me right to 223 is a special session. So I'll see the session type here. I see the session number. I have the title, and I know it's taking place in the virtual meeting auditorium. I'm going to do a fast add to my itinerary by clicking that button there. I'm going to add a quick note, test, so that I can see it. And then we're going to go back up to our online itinerary view. I want to look at the list view this time. And I'm going to come down to see session 223 has now been added here, Tuesday, January 12th. It's now been added, and there's my note. So I can see all of the specifics of the session as well as the time. If I wanted to print the list view, what does that look like as a PDF? I can now see this is what it would look like. I can change the type per my specific printer settings and see the PDF as it goes. And this will then show you your specific itinerary of all of the particular sessions that you would like to attend. Now, on the virtual meeting day, if you are on the page, it will have links here that will link you back to the virtual meeting, back to the Slack channels, or back to the iPoster gallery. So please be on the lookout for those links. Because we are not live yet, those links do not appear here. However, in this tutorial, I'd like you to be aware that there will be additional links while inside the session homepage that will lead you back to the virtual meeting. If you're inside the session details, there will be links that appear here on the left-hand side of the screen that will link you back to the virtual meeting, back to the iPoster gallery, and back to the Slack channels. This concludes our overview of the virtual meeting online program planner. If you have any questions, please contact meetings@aas.org. This concludes your tutorial of the online program planner.